Hey Canucks fans, it's time for another version of Ask Me Anything. I'm Clay Emo, I'm at Canuck Clay on Twitter. I'm at Clayton Emo on Instagram. I'm the founder of the GLCPC, the Good Looking Canucks Positivity Club. This is my Canucks take, all in one take. It's Clay's Canucks commentary for Monday, October the 12th. This is where you get Canucks insight that's positive and timely. Bunch of stuff I want to say before I get into your questions is thank you for the great feedback to my vlog yesterday about the passing of my dad's death. My father, Larry, passed away 16 years ago yesterday, so I was able to reflect on his life, on his passing, and on his influence on me. So I really appreciate everyone taking the time to reach out. Thank you. Because I did that on Thanksgiving, I wanted to bump my AMA to today, so thank you. That means my live stream will be tonight. Didn't do one last night. I'll do my live stream tonight at 10 p.m., so I hope you join me on YouTube for that. And lastly, I already did a vlog this morning about the news with Tyler Toffoli. I won't repeat everything here, but we know 4 years, $17 million, Montreal Canadiens, and I think of the big three, Markstrom, Tanev, and Toffoli, this is one that we could and should have gotten done. So check out my other vlog for my quick reaction on that. I love one commenter said, Clay is low-key mad. I don't get mad, but I admit I'm getting a little bit frustrated. I'm still positive. I'm still a member, the founder of the GLCPC, but not feeling it right now, to be honest with you. But we'll see. Free agency, it's only been 3 days. Maybe Jim Benning has a trade, has a big signing up his sleeve. And a few of the questions have to do with that, actually. So let's get going right away. Starting YouTube, Patrick Starr says this. Do you think it's safe to say the Canucks' first-round pick for 2021 has become an untouchable asset for any potential trades in the offseason as the probability of us being a lottery team has gone up? You know, Patrick, great point. I never even thought about the lottery aspect. I actually just thought, yeah, we saw how uninteresting, we saw how the draft wasn't strong for us this year, that we didn't have a first or a second round pick. So I think to go 2 years in a row without a first round pick would be catastrophic. So yes, I do believe that the Canucks 2021 first round pick is untouchable. And now that the team seems to be getting worse as days goes on, that's a great point. It might even be a higher pick, so it makes it even more untouchable. So great point, Patrick. I never thought about that lottery side, but yes, I would agree with you that I think that the 2021 first round pick the Canucks will keep it for sure. Maestro says, will there ever be an NFL team in Canada? I don't think so, Maestro. The CFL is barely alive, COVID notwithstanding. They tried some experiments in Toronto. I don't see it. I see the CFL trying to go along as strong as it can before they even look at NFL expansion. If they even did an American team, I think that would signal the end of the CFL right there and then and there. So no, I don't think at least in the near future, there will be an NFL team in Canada. Let's go to Twitter now. Justin at JustinLye01 says, happy Thanksgiving. Thank you, Justin. Same to you. What are you thankful for? Thankful for my health, my family, my faith, my friends, my ministry, my bowling, for the Canucks, even though they're aggravating me over the past few days. And I'm thankful that I'm on YouTube, that I'm giving a platform to express my creativity and my fandom for the Canucks. But I'm thankful for life overall. I'm very blessed. What are your expectations for the Canucks this season, considering where they were last offseason, how far they went and roster turnover so far? Progress or a step back for a year until more bad contracts are off the books? Justin, it's very clear to me that the Canucks will not be as strong on paper. You simply cannot lose Markstrom, Tanev, Toffoli, Stetcher, and replace them with Braden Holtby and maybe one other player and think that you're going to be the same. Now, of course, anything can happen once you get in the playoffs, but I'm not even convinced that this team is going to make it to the playoffs. So I'm fully expecting a step back, but then you have to sign Hughes and Pettersson to their next contracts. But then a lot of money comes off the books. I think I tweeted about it, like $17, $18 million comes off the books. So we'll see. Although a lot of that money is just going to go straight to Pettersson and Hughes, then there's other contracts to consider. So yeah, I think given the roster turnover so far, to answer your question, Justin, we should realistically expect at least a step back or two next season. And if you think that the Canucks overachieve this season, then maybe it averages out to where we thought they'd be in their rebuild. Which is unfortunate, though, if they do take a step back, given all the excitement that we had just 6 weeks ago during the playoffs. Kevin at Kevin Tulak says this: do you find people don't take you seriously because you're so good looking? Kevin, that's an awesome question. No, I find that people don't take me seriously anyways, depending on how good looking I am. In all seriousness, that's a fun question. And the good looking is, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And obviously my eyes are messed up if I think I'm so good looking. And you say, on a less serious note, which is pretty funny, do you think Benning is going to be patient enough to be able to take advantage of other teams' cap troubles? Or is the fan pressure going to be too much and force him to move too quickly? A really good question, Kevin. I don't think the fan pressure is going to be too much. And Benning shows, it's weird, out of other years he's moved way too quickly. That's why I'm in the mess that we're in with guys like Beagle, Roussel, Eriksson, etc. But this year he's showing that he's being very patient and he's not moving quickly. And I'm okay with that in general. I think there's still a bigger picture at play, but it is hard to see all these players move on. So I would love for him to take advantage of another team's cap troubles, and maybe that's what he's doing right now. Maybe he has a master plan with a couple of big trades in the mix right now, i.e. JT Miller. So I'm gonna hold off on doing a complete final grade, complete evaluation and observation, but it's not looking good, and I'd love to see something good to happen soon. Great question, thank you, Kevin. Bella at B Mitrovic says this, Bella from Philly. Hello from Philly. I am okay with Markey, Tannen moving on. Stetcher is the one I'm stuck on. My question is, if we trade for Tannen, what should we look for in return? Fill an immediate need, a prospect, draft pick, Dumba. Not sure what the plan is, thanks. Well, it's not going to be for Tannen for Dumba, I will say that. But of your choices, fill an immediate need, a prospect, or draft pick. I think the Canucks, I don't think it's going to be a prospect. I think it's either going to be fill a need, because with Toffoli going now, as we learned this morning, they might want Jake Virtanen to be a top 6 right winger, but if you trade him, then that leaves us really, really thin on the right wing. So I think you either need a roster player back or you need a draft pick. And for Virtanen, I think you're only going to get a second-round draft pick. You're not going to get a first, but you'll get a second. And of course, draft picks are good as well. We got Höglander, we got Podkolzin coming up to help the team in a year or two, but this season's going to be the interesting one. So I would either fill a need or I'd go for a draft pick for sure. I don't think it'll be a prospect or Matt Dumba, quite frankly. Then Thomas Anderson at the right start says this, what defenseman is most likely attainable in a trade? Great question, Thomas. I've heard Nate Schmidt out of Vegas, although I'm not sure Vegas would want to trade within the division. You know, you could go, instead of offer sheeting a guy like Eric Chernak, maybe you could, no, as I'm saying this, it makes more sense to offer sheet him than to trade for him. But then I think any defenseman is attainable in a trade if you go after a team that's in some cap trouble. And Vegas could be one of those teams, given they're making a pitch for Pietrangelo. Also, I think the Canucks are still looking at right shot D-men in free agency. There's Sami Vatanen still out there. There's Travis Hamonic out there. There's a few others out there. So whether it's trade or free agency, that's going to be the priority for the Canucks, is as a right shot D-man. And, you know, when you ask which defensemen are attainable, it's so tough to say, because we don't know exactly what other teams are thinking right now, what other GMs are thinking. But, you know, I have heard Nate Schmidt's name bandied around a little bit. So maybe that's one to keep an eye on. Last question, 604 Adam at 604 Adam says this. My question is, what in Pete's name is happening? I think, Adam, that's a lot of what people are asking right now. Is there seems to be a lot going out with not a lot coming in. You think of Markstrom, Tanev, and Domingue are in Calgary, Toffoli's in Montreal, Stetcher's in Detroit. I don't think they're going to re-sign Fantenberg. And then really the only things that we've done so far is we've re-signed Tyler Mott, and then we've signed Braden Holtby. So that doesn't seem like an equal distribution right now. So I'm waiting. Maybe Benning, I hope Benning's got something up his sleeve. And again, it doesn't have to be right now. There's still the whole offseason to play out. But you can see why Canucks fans are indeed anxious today. So there we go. Thank you, everyone, for all your questions. Some really good variety today, mostly Canucks related, but there's an NFL question in there as well. But it's very, very crazy time for the Vancouver Canucks right now. And I appreciate that you sticking with me and being loyal and watching all of my updates over the past few days. So join me tonight, 10 p.m. on YouTube for my weekly live stream, postponed from yesterday. Just as my Ask Me Anything just now was postponed from yesterday. So thanks for watching. Leave a comment below. Maybe you can react to any of the answers that I gave or any of the questions. And I'd love to read, react, and reply as always. Subscribe if you like to. Like this video if you like to. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. And for those of you in Canada, continue to enjoy our Thanksgiving long weekend. Have a great day. God bless, and go Canucks go.